Welcome back, Las Cruces. I appreciate you guys coming back, and we're just checking out this podcast again. I always appreciate the views. Again, my name is Parra. I am your professional geek here in Las Cruces with Nexus Media Group. And, as some of you know, I do social media management. And while I'm doing that, I have to be on Facebook. And I met Eric on Facebook. He's here in Las Cruces, and this man is hustling. He is doing entrepreneur. He is rocking and rolling. Not only does he's like constantly posting, constantly showing you about solar, constantly talking to you about side hustles. And I looked at this going, man, this is an entrepreneur in Las Cruces. So Eric, welcome to the Las Cruces Small Business Podcast. And please tell us about yourself.
Thank you. Thank you, Carlos. So, my name is Eric. My name is Eric Sanchez. I'm a single father of two amazing, awesome kids. My 13-year-old son, my 10-year-old daughter. I've been in the sales and marketing industry now for, as long as I can remember, since I was like 7 years old. I give a lot of that thanks to my father. He said, "Hey, I'm not going to give you money. You want to go get money? Go wash a car. Go pull weeds. You go to the neighbor's house, and if the door slams on you, you go to the next neighbor's house, and you just, you're going to start hustling at 7 years of age." So I can remember back in, I'm going to be 40 tomorrow. In 1989, I was I had to have been the richest 9-year-old kid on the block, coming up with at least $1,000 in a month, just by pulling weeds, washing cars. I don't know if you guys remember too from back in the day, those little emergency kits that they would sell for vehicles. It has all the emergency stuff like Band-Aids and stuff like that. I used to sell those, and ever since then I just had a niche for selling. Fast forward to about 1998, 1999, I joined the military. I was in the Army Reserves. I did my time up in Albuquerque, New Mexico. I was a 51 Bravo, which that MOS is no longer available. It was carpentry and masonry in the infantry division. But it wasn't until my early years of my 20s that I realized that I wanted to sell stuff. And I started working at a furniture store here in El Paso, Texas, selling that at the room store. And it wasn't until then that I actually soaked up so much knowledge from my mentor and my trainer at that time that she put that little light bulb in my head that says, "Hey, you're really good at selling. You should be selling more stuff." So pretty much after that, I found my niche. I found my calling, I guess you can say, is in sales. That's pretty much where we're at now. I enjoy that one-on-one with customers, and I enjoy talking to people, but at the same time, it's also teaching them about everything and anything that I have learned throughout my life. So.
That is awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. I've often found that it most definitely the entrepreneur, just sales, that survival kicks in young. One of the stories I've always recalled is, so back in the day when I was in high school, I would walk across the street, would buy a pizza, and I take that pizza back onto campus and sell those slices for $1, right? And so I not only got to eat pizza for free because my 2 slices, right? But then I made the money back, right? And so I look at that, always look at that entrepreneur spirit that's in people going, you start it young and it affects your profession as you're older. And by the way, happy birthday, happy early birthday, depending on when they're seeing this.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you. Awesome. So I have good genes.
Nice. Yes. You look very young.
Thank you.
So one of the things I always like to do is say, okay, so we kind of got a history there. And you're currently, where are you currently working at, and how did you get into that industry, or industries in your case?
Right. So my current job is selling solar for a company called Meraki Solutions. They're based out of here, they're based out of El Paso. So this is the story behind it. And I took some time to think about how I can make this short and sweet, but there's really no way I can say it. So I've known of the company since about 3 years ago, actually, and I was pitching to them at that time a marketing platform that was available to entrepreneurs, to business owners, and it led me to them through my networking, because I'm a big believer of it's not what you know, it's who you know. So through my networking of people and my immediate network of business owners that I was involved with, I came across at that time he was the vice president of Meraki Solutions, and I was trying to pitch him to my product, my marketing platform. So fast forward to now, within that time frame from 2017 till now, my marketing platform has evolved from what it was originally, and it got me into, again, meeting more and more people. So I was working at El Paso Saddle Blanket as online sales. I decided, you know what, I want to get back to being one-on-one sales. So I decided to get back into the furniture industry. Well, I went to another furniture store here in El Paso, and I won't name them. As much as I want to name them, I won't name them because they kind of left a bad taste in my mouth. But we just didn't see eye to eye in the sense that of my marketing compared to the way that they were wanting to teach me. And I'm really hands-on when it comes to learning stuff, and I guess that's where we didn't see eye to eye. But my online marketing was getting me customers to the furniture store. Well, needless to say, the whole COVID thing happened, and I ended up just deciding to, part ways with them. I did a Facebook Live on a Saturday when they let me go at 11 a.m. And by 2 a.m., I was already working for this company, for Meraki Solutions. Because, again, the network that I have on my Facebook friends list is, it's an audience of business owners, entrepreneurs, people that have connections with people. My father, he retired as a tech sergeant in the Air Force for logistics. And he was known as the guy that knows how to get things. Well, I guess from all of that in my life, I'm the guy that knows people that knows people. So, it's funny to say, but I can tell you somebody, if I can't tell you of somebody that has something for you, I know somebody that knows somebody that does. So again, it's just your network of people that you're involved with. So like I said, I got let go on a Saturday at 11 a.m. I did a quick Facebook Live on my way home because I was, kind of bummed that I got let go from a job. And it is what it is. And I did that Facebook Live, and, lo and behold, by 2 p.m. that same afternoon, I was already working at another job. So that's how I started working with Meraki Solutions. It's pretty much because of my marketing. And again, it boils down to the people that I know.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Great. Okay. So we look at that, with your marketing, and I love how you're telling us that, it's your network, right? Because I look at that here in Las Cruces. Before COVID, we had networking groups going on, right, where we could meet and network and talk to one another and share each other's business, or at least we hope that that's what people are doing inside these groups. Some people are just there for the tacos. I don't know.
yeah. That one coupon for the free drink.
Yes, exactly. So, but one of the things I've learned too is like I had to cut my teeth on with sales in the car business, right? And so I was very fortunate that during the time they were training us on Grant Cardone, right? So he's more of a real estate guy, but he entered into the business. And I loved his approach to things because it wasn't that old school, hardcore, here it is, let's negotiate, right? It was more of being empathetic and learning on what somebody wanted, but also building that relationship because
listening.
Yes, exactly. Taking that in, listening, and then, listening to those objections and being able to not only just overcome them, but also just like how to build a friendship out of that, right? Because again, negotiation, it's not what I want, it's what both parties are going to want and how we come to an agreement. And so I was very fortunate with that, I cut my teeth on there, but it was something that my old used car manager said. It was like, hey, everybody that you've ever sold to, make sure you have that contact list because you never know when you're going to need them again, right? So if you go sell furniture, you have that contact list. If you go anywhere else, and now Facebook has just made it so much easier because now you're able to create a virtual contact, a hub, if you would. Instead of calling everybody, you do one post similar to the way you did, and boom, there it is. Everybody's seeing it, and they're working for you, and they're working with you to help not only build your business, but hopefully also help build you as a person. I
know that for the insurance industry, and again, this is stuff that I've just learned from when the time I was 20 doing furniture sales to this very day. In the industry, they call it a book of business. So if, I don't care what customer I had 20 years ago, I can still call that customer up because I have their name and their phone number, at least their name and their phone number. Now that we have access to email and Facebook, it's a lot better. But at least I have that name and phone number to be like, hey, Mr. Sanchez, I know you don't remember me. I sold you furniture 20 years ago. I'm doing this now, like that book of business is so crucial for anybody, for any industry, for any entrepreneur. I'm really big on telling my team that I'm with is, hey, don't lose that information. You'll never know when, like you said, you'll never know when you're going to need that person to reach out to again.
Most definitely. Okay. So that's your first job. Now, again, I see you on Facebook a lot, hustling online, like just, again, we're working, right? You got a side hustle. Tell me a little bit about it.
So I would say 6 different streams of income is what I am proud of at this point in time in my life. I never thought that as a single father, I could have that many streams of income to supplement my family. I do online marketing. I have a social media boosting presence business myself. I give away vacation vouchers for business owners. So if they want to implement some kind of an incentive for buying from a certain company, I have those vacation vouchers available for them. That's 3. Social media boosting. I do credit repair as well. Between the time of, again, from 20 to 40, I had the opportunity of getting involved in the credit repair industry. And again, the people within my network has allowed me to meet this one guy that sells the software to credit repair. So I was able to, use my income that I was being supplemental or
subsidized.
That I was having extra income aside from my 9 to 5, to use that money to buy the software for the credit repair. So I own my own credit repair business. I do the marketing. What else? There's also and the solar. I have like 5 or 6 different streams of income that I'm like, what else do I do? I do credit business cards. They're digital business cards that they replace the old school paper business cards, so you don't have to pay. Your a business card. One business card will last you forever, basically. And you just tap the phone, and through NFC technology, your information ends up on the customer's phone or on your recipient's phone. So it's pretty cool. that's my 6 streams of income that I do.
Nice, awesome. And and again, this is kind of why I looked at this going, I need to get Eric on, right? That entrepreneur of going, we look at those we look at circumstances sometimes and go like, you can be down, it can bring you down and go, I'm not capable of this, where you are going the opposite of going, I am capable, and these circumstances aren't going to bring me down, and you're being an awesome dad, raising 2 kids and being able to create these streams of income to help you and your family and further you guys. And that is awesome and tremendous. Sure. Just accolades to you, my friend, because that is awesome.
Thank you.
Okay, so we moved down. So that's your current, where you're at. So I always like to ask people, right, because we look at solar, right? We have people knocking on doors. We have different businesses that spend millions of dollars in advertising, that hire advertising agencies. And so what I always like to ask is, what sets you apart from your competition?
There's I could name a bunch of things that set me apart from competitors. But deep down inside, I know that it comes from my customer service. I'm a huge believer of the follow-up. The follow-up is so key. I mean, yes, you can go and make thousands of sales, but if you don't go follow up with those 1,000 people, then you're pretty much just there for the money, But at the end of the day, that's okay and all. But to me, if I go and I follow up with those customers of mine, that just opens the door for referrals. You start that referral system that you don't have to advertise. I'm really big on there's a saying or a quote that says, be so famous that people how's it go? Make your signature your autograph. Something like that. Something to that extent of like, make your signature your autograph. So to get to the point where you are that person of like Eric Sanchez, I know that guy. That's why I'm really big on branding myself instead of the company that I'm affiliated with or that I'm a part of, because God forbid that my company shuts down tomorrow. I still have that open door for myself to go start either my own solar company or go start at another solar company, or if I was to do furniture, when you're branding yourself, you open the doors for you that much more. And like I said, my biggest thing is customer service. So if I'm not following up with customers, I don't think that it's a good thing. So definitely my strong point is against my competitors is the fact that I follow up with customers and just remind them, hey, thank you for your service. Thank you so much for buying from me. Do you have a referral? At the end of the day, that's what it does. Awesome. Customer service.
Well, and again, I've always looked at that too, is right. You're building those relationships because they're going to remember you. Not, I used to, in the car business, and again, that's where I cut my teeth in sales, was the 3 C's, right? Don't be the guy with the 3 C's. And well, what are the 3 C's? See your car, see your keys, see you later. Right? See you later. Yes. And they're done, right? And it drives me when too. When I go buy a car and I get that guy, right? Because I love buying cars, right? I just do, because the negotiation right there. And I love selling cars, right? For me, it's an adrenaline rush. But when I get that dude going, I don't care if I bought a used car. You need to walk me around it. You need to show me how this car functions, right? Because that's what's going to build a relationship. And that's where I'm going to refer people to you, not when you go, here you go, buddy. See you later. On to the next up. And so I'm just like,
exactly.
That. So definitely those relationships, because they're going to remember you, right? And then again, like you said, those referrals are going to grow. So props to you, my friend. Love it. Okay. So I always like to give an example of my business, right? Where I do search engine optimization and people are like, it's a month in and we're not top page. I'm like, well, keep in mind that our contract's for a year. We have to create this, right? The algorithm Google needs to know that you're legitimate, right? For good white hat SEO. So we look at this going, okay, so that's a misunderstanding of mine of my business of web development and search engine optimization. So with you, what is something that people have a misconception about your business?
I think since I started the solar industry, the biggest misconception or the misunderstanding has how the energy program works. A lot of people think, oh, I want to get panels on my roof and I'm not going to pay an electric bill forever. And to some extent that it's true, but a lot of people don't understand how the energy and the electricity company combined are a combination of one another. So, I mean, just to knock that out right now, here in El Paso Electric Company is different from the electric company in Houston or in Austin or, going further east. Every electric company has their own grid that you have to be a part of. You can go gridless, so where you're completely off the grid, but not every electric company allows that. So unfortunately, El Paso Electric, yes, you do have to be part of the grid. There is still a $30 fee to be a part of the grid. However, and again, this is something that I educate my customers on, is with whatever your solar offset is, you'll be getting credits back from El Paso Electric that covers those $30 fees throughout the year. So that I think that, to me, that's one of those, like, you got to understand, there's certain things that you're going to get covered with solar and certain things that you're not. So
interesting so much. That clarifies even stuff for me, because when we moved to this new place in November, right before everything went a little crazy, and it's one of the things we had looked into, but weren't even, it wasn't explained to us either. So okay, so we have, this entrepreneur spirit that you have, and then I look at this going, okay, so you're working in solar. So, and I always like to ask people, what motivates you in business?
Okay, so what motivates me in business in general or in the solar industry?
Just in business in general, right? So okay. I always like to pose the two questions of going, right, we have what motivates you in business, what motivates you in life. Sometimes those combine, but, and if yours does, absolutely fantastic. But yeah, those are the two I always like to cover, which is just what motivates you in business, and then we'll follow up with life.
Okay, so for me personally, I think the business aspect of it is knowing that I helped somebody. Somebody got something from me, and I mean, I know it sounds selfish, but the fact that whatever they're purchasing from, whether it's my marketing platform or my marketing services and tools, or solar or my credit repair, they're getting it from me. That's my motivation, is that they came to me. I'm the one that they want to be with. I'm the person that's going to help them out. I'm the one that's going to follow up with them. They're not going to have to worry about going elsewhere to get what I have to offer for them. Because I'm at the end of the day, I consider myself like a one-stop shop. So if you can't get approved for solar, I have credit repair. If you're struggling in your business to get what's the word I want to use? When you're struggling in your business to get engagement, I'm the guy that'll help you out, whether it's with this marketing platform or this marketing platform. I'm that person that, like I said, I can help you out. So to me, that's the motivation business wise. On a more personal level, man, I have that Papa Bear instinct of I will not provide for my kids. I have to be that dad that's going to be sure that there's a roof over their head next month, because either rent is paid or mortgage is paid. I'm always looking for that extra source of income that's going to, I have a lot of people that'll ask me, hey, Eric, well, why don't you join this? Or why don't you join me doing this? Or come, I'll hire you to come and do this over here, and, join our team. it's great to have that, but I know how much I can take. I know how much I can put on my plate at the end of the day, to where I'm like, okay, let's I have to move some stuff around. My kids come first. I as much as I don't want to work for somebody, at the end of the day, there is somebody that has to be accountable for something. And if I'm not working, it shows on my attitude with my kids. It shows on my posture with my customers. Like, and I know this too, as anybody that's been in sales, your facial expressions, your mannerisms, your posture. If you're having a crappy day, trust me, your kids are gonna know, and your customers are gonna know. So it's just one of those, like, man, I wake up, my both feet hit the ground, and it's one of those, like, there's that saying that says, when I wake up, I want the devil to know that I'm awake, because oh shoot, like, he's awake, he's gonna do some good stuff today, and just that mentality of waking up and having that ganas is what I call it. I don't know how else to word it, but I mean, ganas is what you basically have to have to, from the moment you wake up to the moment your head hits the pillow. There's got to be that ganas inside you to exceed in life. If you're that parent that, oh man, I really don't want to play with my kid today, I just want to be left alone. Trust me, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, your kid will leave you alone.
Yep. Yeah. No, I completely agree. I look at it. I always set this weird standard with my clients, saying, you have me from, pre-pandemic, you have me from 8 o'clock till 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock hits, it's family time. No ifs, sure. No ands or buts, right? It is going, yes, would I be more successful or wealthier? Probably, right? Networking with all the other networking groups, with all the chambers that only do them at night. But I'm going, my family's first. Job is second. My job will pay for what we need when we need it. But those memories, that sharing life, sharing experiences, laughter, even if it's going to be my kids want to sit down and just watch a movie, cool. We're going to do that, because that's going to build those relationships and those memories for years to come, not me be missing because I'm at an event.
Right. And I'm blessed because my kids are one belt away from a black belt. And I just, as a 13-year-old boy going into 8th grade, and as a 10-year-old girl going into 5th grade as black belts, man, I'm super proud of them. Like, there's nothing in my heart that will. There's nothing that will stop me from taking them now, because they're this close. They're this close to accomplishing something really big that a 13-year-old and a 10-year-old normally don't get the chance to do.
Yep.
And the fact that I have these kind of businesses that I can own on my own, and I can make my schedule, it allows me to be there with them from 6:30 to 8:30 on Tuesdays and Thursdays. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't go to tournaments or anything like that, but the fact that they're growing themselves as little people, as young adults, now that my son's a teenager, it shows their character, it shows who they are, and definitely it's motivational for me.
That is fantastic. I love that. And that's a great accomplishment. Again, dad is there cheering them on, not at work, and it just, that is awesome. I love that. And again, that's part of the entrepreneur spirit, is being able to become successful, but on your own terms and on your own time. And I absolutely love that. So, okay. So we're in this pandemic, right? And so one of the questions I like to ask is going with this at this time when we started this, right, the mandatory lockdown, we're still kind of there. So, right, we take this lockdown, right? Exactly. Did you learn, or are you learning something new?
in the marketing industry, you never stop learning. There's always that new tool. There's so many tools out there, and my toolbox has grown substantially since I first started marketing online. Since I first started marketing myself. So if there's a new tool out there, I'm totally all for it to be like, okay, how can I implement this tool into my credit repair business, into my solar business? How can I implement it? So yeah, I would say I've learned quite a bit about marketing tools more so now than I did, 5 years ago. As a person though, as Eric, I think that I learned how to be a better father, how to be a better listener to my kids. Because I don't know if you have girls or not, but for those dads that have girls, dude, for not having another female in the house 24/7, you're that female to that little girl. You're the one that's talking about girly things, that's talking about everything under the sun, And to some guys, okay, it's one of those like, oh my God, this is the last thing I want to hear today. But I've learned to listen to my little girl like you can't imagine. Just the fact that I can actually sit down and have a conversation with a 10-year-old little girl, I think is really, really cool. My son, a young teenager, he's a teenager. So for me to listen and be able to listen to him as a teenager, it takes me back to my years as when I was a punk little kid, totally different kids, his 13-year age and my 13-year age. But it's definitely opened my eyes as far as being a better father throughout this whole pandemic thing, because you only get so much time with your kids.
Yep.
So yeah.
That is awesome. I love that. Listening is all. Yes, that is. I don't have girls. I just like I have boys, but I do have to listen to my oldest is going into middle school, and his cousin is big on Fortnite, and it's the way that they visit with cousins now, right? So unfortunately, one of the part of the listenings for me was having to listen about Fortnite all the time. And it's like, yes, and I'm a gamer, and it's like, okay, yes, I understand if you land on this area, and yes, you're gonna be okay.
I'm so Fortnite out right now, you have no idea. And it's tough too, because like again, I don't have that adult conversation after certain hours of the day, or even throughout the day. I don't have that adult conversation with another adult. I get to speak to adults when I do credit repairs and when I do solar consultations. That's pretty much my only time that I can speak to an adult. For the most part, 80 to 90% of my day is listening to my little kid,
Yes, I am there with you, my friend. I am there. Okay, so the question, so we're kind of getting into the geeky questions. We're almost through this. This one's going great. We're going long. I love it. Okay, so because I'm a geek, I'm a gamer, comic book collector, right? My art degree. The only reason I have a degree in art is because I wanted to go draw comic books. So I always like to ask people, if you could have one superpower, what would it be?
Honestly, I think I would pick anywhere between Captain America and between DC and Marvel Comics. For sure, Batman, because he was rich as hell. and for sure, Captain America, because he was strong as hell. So.
Nice. I
But
love it. I love that. Okay, so
I think
nice.
I was gonna say I think, you know, being a single father in itself is a superpower too. So any single parent, period, is a superpower.
I would agree, man. You know, especially in today's day and age, it's like just you're taking on both roles, and it's difficult, and especially with, you know, I look at going, okay, these are the crazy things that we did as kids, but I couldn't imagine what kids are having to go through now. And just emotionally, just everything from training on how to survive a school shooting to pandemics to bullying to just, you know, puberty and emotions and all of this stuff. It's just like, you know, and you're having to take on both roles, and kind of like you said, you know, having to adjust and be that female figure for your daughter, and be able to adjust and be that male figure for your son, and making sure that both of these figures are positive for them.
And at the same time, like, it's nonstop. I have to focus, you know, okay, talking to a son, and then focus, I'm talking to a little girl. Like, it's pretty tough, man. I ain't gonna lie. Like, there's days where I'm just like, Calgon, take me away, you know. but I don't have that, and I mean, I get it. There's some days where, yes, you just want to shout out and complain, and, you know, basically just bitch and moan about it. But dude, there's really nothing you can do. It's one of those, hey, suck it up, man. Suck it up.
Yeah. And technically that's why I still stay a gamer, because that's how I get out my aggression, right? It's going, oh, you're frustrated. You need to move, right? I want to scream, but it's like, you can't. And for me, I can put that controller in my hand and just disappear for a little while, 30 minutes, 15 minutes, as long as I possibly can, in a world that's completely different. Okay, so now the typical question for New Mexico, for Las Cruces, right? But I always get the other questions. So red, green, or
oh man, I'm strictly green.
Ooh, okay, cool.
Yeah, very rarely will I do a red chili. It's got to be like, no, it's definitely got to be more green. I can't. No, I'm okay. Just keep it green, and we're good.
Nice. No questions asked. It's green, straight up. So, okay.
Yep.
Eric, I just, again, want to thank you for your time, but most of all, I want people to be able to find you. So how can they find you?
So social media, for sure. YouTube, Instagram, YouTube channel is Eric Sanchez. Instagram is hashtag single dad on a mission, all together.
Nice.
Single dad on a mission. Facebook for solar is Going Solar with Eric Sanchez. Marketing is Marketing Online Made Easy by Eric Sanchez. My phone number, I'm just a phone call away. I always tell people, look, you can't find me, call me, text me, 915-703-0481. There's really no way to not get a hold of me. I'm public, I'm out there. There's, you know, like I said, I want to be that person that's gonna help you. So if I'm not available to help, then I'm really not out there. So I'm available any way, shape, or form.
Awesome. Eric, again, thank you so much for your time. Viewer, listener, watcher, thank you again for your time. Thank you for visiting this channel, and just like, share, comment, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. And Eric, again, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. And you are a fantastic entrepreneur and an awesome dad. And thank you again for coming on.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. You guys have a good one. Stay blessed.